All right.
Apostle, please, I want to ask, you are not supposed to marry from just every house. And then these two people are in the church, and the lady thinks that she's of age to marry. Young man spots her. But lady's background is not like like you said, was maybe there's a curse that is running through that line. And young man, the pastor about this, and I've seen that this lady's background is like this and like that. How are we going to address this issue? Is she going to be in the church without getting married?
No. They must be helped. They must be helped together. But the help should come before the marriage. Anytime people marry before they deal with things, it makes it difficult. You know, the guys have a proverb, they say, you don't stand among tongues and uproot tongues. So you see, if somebody has a spiritual problem and you want to marry and be victorious, you must deal with the spiritual problem before the marriage. If you go into the marriage before when you go into the marriage, you submit your marriage to the altar of their house. The marriage is blessed from the altar of their house. When you are blessed from a particular altar, or when you submit your covenant to an altar, it is difficult for you to deal with that altar after you have received and after there has been an influence from that altar. But before you even marry, before there's a covenant, when you fast and pray and deal with the foundation, deal with spiritual warfare, most likely you marry and enjoy your marriage. But when you marry and you now want to solve the problem, it makes it difficult. Listen, men who have women in your lives who you know that they have spiritual problems, don't marry them. Don't sleep with them and now say you are doing deliverance for them. It's difficult. If a woman has a spiritual problem and a man wants to marry that woman, you must help the woman to overcome that spiritual problem before you marry the woman, or else I am telling you, it will be difficult for you to deal with it. Very difficult for you to deal with it. In the same way, women, if you want to marry a man who has a spiritual problem, I don't want to mention some of the spiritual problems, but you know, there are some families, the people have been married to certain things already. And you know, and they have certain characteristic features which shows that there is some marriage already that has taken place. And in the physical, you want to marry them. If you don't deal with the background, the husband will fight you and maybe kill you. The man's wife will kill you. But when you are able to deal with the background very well, you can marry in peace. Do you understand what I'm telling you? Oh, some of you are confused. You said, I've never heard this before. Don't worry, you are hearing it. Some of you who marry and you want to marry against parental approval. Parental approval. Don't marry against parental approval. If you want to marry and your parents are not in agreement, and you are sure that is the person you want to marry, at least wait, fast and pray that your parents will actually agree with your choice. When you marry against spiritual approval, parental approval, or pastoral approval, the devil has gotten you already. You are on your own. You are not covered. So, we are not saying there may be instances where they will tell you, your parents will tell you, we don't want you to marry that man, we don't want you to marry that woman, or maybe your pastor or someone will tell you, don't go. They are very common. When you come into contact with such a thing, hold on with the marriage. That is not the last man in this world. That is not the last woman in this world. Rather, spend time in prayer and fasting. Believe God. The Bible says that the heart of the king is in the hands of the Lord. Like a watercourse, he turns it wheresoever he will. You need to pray for favor. You need to pray that hearts will be broken. You need to wait patiently. Don't marry against parental approval or against pastoral spiritual leadership approval. It is a trap the devil will set for you.